Okay guys, so today this is my deadlift tutorial video because I did the Mark Ripito video about what not to do, and I want to give you guys an idea of what to do. So I already filmed the demo set and I'm going to put that at the end, but I'm going to show you the setup here as far as how I would do it. And one thing I want to say too is you can use straps. Like, straps aren't a bad thing on your deadlift necessarily. You're going to be able to get more volume in if you do use straps. So I'm not opposed to using straps. If you're going into a meet though, if you're going into a meet, you need to do grip training on the side. So as far as deadlift specific grip training, the best thing in my opinion for grip, captains of crush holds. So captains of crush holds, what I find works the best as far as transferring to deadlift grip strength is you take, like, this is a 1.5, so not too bad. And I'm gonna set it. So this is how I would set it, obviously. And I'm gonna just get it ready. And I'm gonna hold it closed like that. And I'm just gonna hold it for about 10 seconds each hand. And I'm gonna do sets like that. So I'm gonna rest for 5 minutes between this. Then I would do the other hand. And I would do about 4 sets of 1 with a 10-second hold. Start with like a 1 or 1.5, work your way up, 2, 2.5, and so on. That's gonna give you the best carryover to like hook grip and even just general deadlift strength as far as your grip. So straps though, you want a good pair of straps. This is a Pioneer General Leathercraft. This is a thicker strap. So we also, you know, a lot of you guys have straps like this, the Harbinger, that are just trash. This is not a good strap at all. This is a trash strap. This is thin. You can see the difference. This is a thick strap. This is gonna work. This is gonna like lock you in 100%. You just have to loop over once. So I would literally just come under the bar, 1 loop over, and I'm good. This is gonna like fall off, snap, whatever. This isn't a good strap. So if you want a good strap, good pair of straps, get these, okay? Get something like that. Even Mark Bell has one that's heavy duty. But straps are okay. It's gonna allow you to dial your form in. You're not gonna have to worry about your grip, and you're gonna be able to push the volume. So as far as the deadlift, this is 485. Somebody asked me, they're like, hey, everybody does their deadlift tutorials with like 135. You should do it with 405 or 4 plates or something. So I got you, buddy. 485 I did it with. You're gonna see the video, 485 for 5, 4 reds. So this is a deadlift bar, obviously, so it's a 1/2 foot longer than a standard bar, but these cues are still gonna work, you know, whether or not you're doing, whether or not you're doing a deadlift bar or regular bar. I am gonna use straps because it's gonna better allow me to show the form here. Then I don't have to worry about grip and all that. I've got a weird finger issue right now. So, but normally I would do hook grip, just not for reps. So you can bring it in a little and I'll show you. So my feet, I line up over the middle of the foot, not like in Mark's video where the guy's right here, because he's gonna literally, you see, this is where that guy was lining up. He had the bar way too close to his shins. You can see that, that's too close. I get down to position and what happens here? The bar's gonna drag up my shins. It's gonna cause tons of friction. I'm gonna lose a lot of power. So this is not where I wanna be. That's where he was lined up. I wanna take it back to about here. Everybody's gonna be different, but generally I'll take it back to about here. I've got a few inches between my shins and the bar. This is gonna cause it where I'm gonna travel in a straight line up to the knees, and it's not gonna skim my shins. You notice my shins aren't all ripped up. It's not gonna, you don't want that. So I take a pretty narrow stance. And the reason for that is, if I go out here, I run into my hands. See how, this is what was happening in Mark's video as well. He had the guy, his stance was a little too wide and his hands were too close. So he was gripping the bar about here. Well, my knees run into my arms. Look at what happens to my arms. My arms go slack. I want my arms to be taut like this. You want them tight, taut, completely locked out. I can't do that if my knees are getting in the way. So how do I fix that? I take a narrow stance, about this little more narrow than shoulder width even, pretty close. This gives me room. And also I should point as well, I point my toes out a little bit, not quite 30 degrees, but just a hair. So this would be straight ahead. I turn them out slightly. I agree with Mark on that point, Mark Ripito. So here, I want my hands halfway between the rings and the start of the knurling. So find that point where you're about halfway, okay? Right there. That's where you want to be. That's going to free up tons of room for your arms to get taut. If you come in here, you don't have as much room. So that's why I do it that way. Now with straps too, another way to set the straps up without wasting energy, kneel down. So if I'm using straps, I'm trying to set my grip, I can do it without wasting energy. If I stand up in that bottom position like this is gonna waste tons of energy and like tire me out. So if I wanna set my grip, whether it's hook grip or straps, I wanna kneel down like this. So this is what I'm talking about with the good straps. I go one under. These straps are gonna lock me in with one. Just one loop. And I even go a little wider than the middle. I'm pretty close. This is pretty much the middle. But one strap, one revelation over and I'm good. So I'm gonna go over here, lock this one in like that. I'm in the middle, you can see this. The bars, it's actually a little in front of the middle of the foot. I have a few inches here of clearance. And part of that is because I'm taller. So you can kind of see how I'm lined up here. And then I'm gonna get in position here, bring this foot forward. And I got my hand set. Watch this, notice how I angle my hand in like this. So instead of just being straight here, I have no tension. If I angle my hand in, I get a lot of tension through the lats. I can crank my arm. So it's just like with hook grip. With hook grip, you're gonna angle in like this. So hook grip, anytime it's the most efficient way of pulling, you're pulling in like that with your grip. So right here. I'm not here. I'm not like this. This is loose. I'm cranked in. So I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna crank in, pull up on the bar, and then I'm gonna rotate my elbows back a little bit and into my lats. So I'm pushing down into the bar. I'm trying to push the bar away from me, push the ground away from me, and get my shoulders as low as possible. So I'm right here. I get in position, pull up on the bar, crank down like this, right here. So I have tons of tension here. Notice my arms are straight. They're locked out. I have lots of tension. I'm in a good position here, head up. You always want your head forward. Hips are not too low, because then I get back. They're not too forward. So I'm in a middle ground position. My shoulders are, go from the side to show it. My shoulders are over the bar, and my hips are fairly high. That's where you want to be starting position-wise. That's going to be the most ideal starting position. So you don't want your hips too low, too high. Arms taut, and you're going to be in a perfect position. So you see how that doesn't give my arms slack. Everything's dialed in. That would be, in my opinion, the ideal conventional setup. And like I said, head up, because when people look down, it pulls them forward. It pulls them forward, slows down their lockouts. So you want to be positioned with your head forward. Now, if you guys like this video, give it an upvote, subscribe, comment for the sake of the algorithm. I'll keep the videos coming. I appreciate it. That's it. Good.